Baramilla's got out. It's a real shuffle out wide, trying to run on Project Compassion. 150 out. Baramilla strikes from Misspoken. Project Compassion. Our girl Charlize. Baramilla at the 50 from Project Compassion. Baramilla, the favourite, had to grit her teeth, but she beat Project Compassion. Our girl Charlize late.
Well, it was one of the biggest goes in Sydney. Baramilla just getting the cash. Huey Bowman, I think maybe had bigger things in mind because he didn't really ride Baramilla out. She was good though.
Yeah, she was very good, Baramilla. I think he was the position that he got into back on the fence probably wasn't the best place to be on the day, but she found a run in the straight and was too strong. I think this filly is certainly going places.
What did you get, the 360?
I didn't exactly get that. I was up at Grafton last week and missed the price. I didn't realise they'd gone up, and that's the unfortunate part of work sometimes, but I still got something there.
Okay, 1-0 to Zarafa in the something for the battlers. Nick Quinn and Michael Felgate from Centrebet. Did you take a little bit of Baramilla?
No, I didn't, but I watched it with great interest, and I was sweating for the punters coming to the home turn because he was in a bit of an awkward posse, but the good thing about Hugh Bowman is he never panics, and he was cool and calm, and when he got the split, he was able to pump her through, so it was a good one for the books. Personally, I didn't really play too much in Sydney. They were a bit difficult for me, except for, of course, once again, Ebony Rock, who I think was unlucky. When will she get a race where she can get a bit of pace and get into the race? Was another certainly beaten as far as I'm concerned, but again, talking through my kick.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
That's exactly right, Nick. Let's get to our tweets. And first up, this one interesting. And you boys, you can take it. Nick, you first, because obviously you've got an interest. The protester who was arrested yesterday at the Sporting Bet Park Sandown. Let's have a look at the tweet which has come up, and it basically says, about time, well done to police for arresting a leader of the banned jumps group. They think laws don't apply. About time someone stood up to them. Nick, what do you think?
Retweet, that's all you can say. He's hit the nail on the head and you just want to retweet so everyone can see it. They're absolute morons, these blokes, and they should all be locked up.
Enough said.
Yeah, fair enough, Quiddy. Straight
well,
on.
There was a protest at Grafton during the week as well, but I think that was a bit personal. That wasn't a protest in jumps racing. That was just a spray at the boss of racing, New South Wales.
Yeah, there was certainly an interesting one there at Grafton we saw over the 2 days of the carnival, but I think we might have to move on from that one.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to get you in more trouble. From the forum, this one was off early from one of our punters. Plugger said the inside is off at Caulfield, and that was posted at 12:47 on Saturday afternoon. Now, to my reckoning, I reckon 5 of the 8 winners came from either first or second position and were no further than 3 or off the fence. Quinny?
I love Caulfield. It's where I wear the black shorts. It's my local track. And I don't like people saying, oh, well, then 5 of the 8 runners were leading or on speed. You don't ever run into traffic if you're in front. So that's probably got a lot more to do with it than the tempo or the track and anything like that. So the track played incredibly fairly, and the best horse, I think, just about won every race.
Michael?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think with the rail being out 10 metres, probably had a few punters wary prior to the race meeting going ahead. But, I mean, you have a look. D. Gauci rode a beautiful race on Bean Mick from the front, won throughout. Serene Star came through the inside to win from back in the field. Min River, Craig Newitt was up outside the leader. So, look, I don't think there was any problems with how the track raced.
OK, speaking of Min River, Ignition has written this. The win of Min River was very costly to my all-ups, a.k.a. talking through his pocket. Think the form turnaround needs further investigating by stewards on exposed form. Genuine Spin looked a special, would have won other than a horse reversing its form by more than 10 lengths. I will say that the stewards did question Mick Price, and he said that he didn't handle the Flemington track last Saturday and could offer no other explanation. Boys, it was a decent form reversal, but Ignition's certainly talking through his wallet.
Oh, there's no doubt, and he has every right to. There's nothing worse than you take $1.70 in your all-up and think, well, it's the certainty, and it gets rolled, especially by something that's 25 to 1.
But there wouldn't be many trainers that would have more brownie points, I think, than Mick Price. He's so honest. His horses always run so well. And he, put his hand up and said, went badly and was better today. So, that's horse racing. If they all ran to form all the time, the $1.10 shots would win every start.
And wouldn't that be good for the punters? And tell me, are you applying for a job for either Mick Kent or Mick Price as their media representative shortly, or have I missed something?
I don't think Mick Kent would hire me, but yeah, Mick Price, I might look into that one.
There's a question. You mentioned it before, Michael. Go with the expert sometimes on TV. And now I'm a big fan of Richie Callender. I'm a big fan of Brent's as well. So far, you guys haven't looked after me down south. But in terms of getting your tips from the media or buying them. Have you ever felt the option, because it's part of our Punters Paradise team, that you can buy tips? Would you enter into that thought at all, Michael?
I think it's a good option for those out there who don't have the time to do the form in depth. Personally, I've never done it. I tend to get the tips off the guys on TVN or off the radio if you haven't got time to do your own form. But I know there are punters out there who make a good profit just professionally, who don't do the form. They just put their faith in the tips that they buy week in and week out. And I suppose the proof's in the pudding. You're not going to keep paying if you're not going to win, are you?
No, you're not.
Yeah, I tend to agree, and I think that it's a
because there's 1,000 blokes that tips. Stable secrets. There's all sorts of little columns. Are they real or are they just make believe?
I think they're real, but I think it comes down to
they're real.
No, well, they are real because they wouldn't be advertising and paying if they weren't. But I think it comes down to the individual choice. And punters are creatures of habit. If you've had a win with someone, you always sort of go back to them and might have a soft spot. And at the end of the day, if you're having a bet, you're winning, and the tips are costing you $5 or $10, surely you can just throw someone a bone. It's a bit of a thank you very much, like tipping someone at a restaurant.
Well, that's what I think, and the reason I say that is because it's a perfect segue. You can buy tips no matter where you're on the radio, on the television, all these sorts of things. And this is one of the blokes that's doing some tips on this website, Punters Paradise. Now, he's got a 87% profit on turnover and a turnover of 22,000.
He's certainly not doing too bad, and it'd be like
life's a buzz.
And the good thing on Punters Paradise, you can go on there, you can have a look at the history and over time to see how they've gone.
See whether
consistency is the biggest thing, and I think as I think Nick Quinn mentioned it once before, if you're going to follow a tipster, don't just follow them one race or two races. Follow them over the course of a whole meeting or a month, and generally you'll see who are the better ones and who certainly need a bit of help.
Well, this bloke needs a bit of help. This is an SMS I received during the week from a bloke called Nick. Pinjarra Race 2, number 8, Guerin, declared unbeatable. Now, I'm not sure whoever else in the world got this text, but let's have a look at Pinjarra Race 2. Now, I'm on the inside in the blue and running about 4th. I've had a cuddled run. I'm $2.80 into $1.60, thank you, punters. And I am gone here at the 300. Nick.
Why are we replaying this? Can't we dig out Mackay Diva's third cup win or something that makes us smile? I'm just trying to get over this. You keep bringing up Usain Bolt, and now we've got to sit through Gurin. Complete Forgive run will be better for the run.
Complete Forgive run?
Have more on next start.
Pinjarra, like was Val called off or something? Going to Pinjarra.
I'm a philosopher. I don't care. They pay $4.50 the winner at Melbourne Cup. They pay $4.50 at Forbes. It's the same money.
I tend to agree.
But hang on, you tipped me one in Grafton. I couldn't just get the replay in time. Otherwise, I'd have given you a bake as well.
Well, that's the thing with some people. You always get a text in the morning saying, "Oh, what are the tips today?" And you get a bake if they get beaten. There's not usually much there. Congratulations if they win. So I was sending on the information that was available at Grafton, but obviously didn't get the cash.
That's me.
For any tippers the winner, we'll all congratulate you, mate. We're still waiting.
Trust me. Goodsy. See, I tipped you all. Goodsy when he had his first run, $1.40, wins. Spring horses to follow. Michael and Nick, we want to just have your 3 horses to follow as we start to gear up for the spring racing. Michael, you first.
Well, look, mine, I'm pretty much Captain Obvious here because I think if you want to make a profit, you follow these ones. And I've already told you how much I'm in love with All Too Hard, so we're going to follow it. Short but sweet. Atlantic Jewel, I know you're not happy about the early prices in the Cox Plate, but if she gets there and she's in fine fettle, she'll just win. And the other one is maybe a forgotten horse, December Draw. Went around 6-4 favourite in the Caulfield Cup last year. Naturally, I was on, and then got galloped on and cracked its sesamoid in the hind leg. So it's making a comeback. Mark Kavanagh's been very, very patient with the horse. They gave up the autumn. So if it comes back in some decent form, over the odds, I reckon December Draw could be a very good chance to follow.
Nick, you next.
I've got a couple as well. I love fillies and mares that are winning. They just keep winning. And I think even though these sort of horses like Elite Al and Lady Melksham have been winning out of carnival time, they've both shown that there's something very, very special. And, they could be winning some really nice races over the carnival. And with the big fields and raiders coming from not only interstate these days, but overseas, you could just stick with these horses and hopefully build a bank throughout the carnival. One I didn't throw in is Rock Strata will win the Caulfield Guineas. And Zabillionaire.
You just glossed over that. Rock Strata will win the Caulfield Guineas. Who trains? What price?
I'm not going to say who trains after there's been a bit of banter about me having a bit of a man crush on Mick Price, but will be big odds and will be very hard to beat. And Zabillionaire, I really like this horse. I think a Caulfield Cups horse, second or third up from a spell, have something on at the $51.
Well, my three to follow. Pamplona, this horse won the Scone Guineas from the Tim Martin yard. That form's been strong in the past with Sincera going forward. This is one to keep an eye on. Hasn't been seen yet in Australia, but there's some word about that it goes pretty good out at Rosehill. Class is class. It goes very good. And Albrecht, a winner from the Peter Snowden yard at Canterbury on debut. We saw Your Song heavily backed on that occasion, come out of the race, and Albrecht missed the kick, scooted up along the inside and was still too strong. I think it's certainly a horse that we can watch late in the Spring Carnival.
Okay, time for a break here on Talkin Thru Your Kick. Don't forget our Punters Paradise website. If you want to go there and tip us your 3 spring horses, you're more than welcome to. You get on there and you can get the forums, all of the latest tipping contests as well. Horse racing tips, like we said, where you can buy them if you want to do that. The ratings, odds comparison, you've got all the latest betting as well. Results and the best form guide that you can get on the internet. Of course, you just go through there, as you can see, the ratings, the odds comparator, betting, results, form guide, forum, you name it, it's all there on puntersparadise.com.au.